You know, if I'm going to be completely honest, I forgot that this movie was actually coming out because the one from last year was just so meh. But hey, maybe this will be a great ending to this series. The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2 is the finale to the Hunger Games franchise. This movie picks up directly after Part 1, where Peeta goes fucking nuts and nearly chokes Katniss to death. The movie is basically the big final push against the Capitol to basically free the land, kill President Snow, and be the big heroes. Now, I reviewed all the Hunger Games movies on this channel, but really briefly, I'll go over what I thought of them. The first Hunger Games I actually enjoyed. I don't get a lot of the hate that it has. I mean, I can admit that the action scenes are poorly edited and shot just because they don't want to show kids getting killed. But, I mean, it had enough substance to it that I was enjoying it. Catching Fire is great. It is like the Empire Strikes Back of this whole series, and when it came out, it ended up on my best of the year list. It was the movie that got me invested in this franchise. I'm like, alright, I'm totally in. I can't wait to see what happens next. Mockingjay Part 1 was very underwhelming. I wasn't a big fan of it when it came out. I mean, it did have good performances, and I do like the tone of the movie, but it was kind of boring and nothing really happened. But, that was Part 1. I was willing to give it a pass when it came out. Which leads us into Part 2, which is essentially the same movie, for better and for worse. The actors still do a really great job. Jennifer Lawrence as Katniss Everdeen is still really good. Philip Seymour Hoffman, Julianne Moore, Donald Sutherland, Josh Hutcherson, and Liam Hemsworth are all still good. And I gotta say, Liam Hemsworth in this movie is really starting to sound like his brother Thor. I mean, Chris Hemsworth. It still has that same tone that I really like for this series. That dark, post-apocalyptic feeling of dread with a dash of hope scattered in the form of Katniss Everdeen. And this time around, there are some action sequences that make the movie a little more exciting than the last one. Particularly, there's a scene in the sewers where Katniss and a bunch of these rebels are trying to basically fight off these weird creatures that are trying to kill them. And Katniss is doing some really cool Hawkeye tricks with her bow and arrow. And it's really fun and exciting, even if at times it's shot too close and poorly edited. But hey, it's still exciting. Now let's get into what doesn't work about the movie. When I say that this movie is the same as Mockingjay Part 1 for better and for worse, I listed why it's the same movie for better, but this movie still has the same pacing issues as the last one. It's still slow, it can be very boring at times, but this time around I was actually surprised to see that some scenes were rushed. So it begs the question, if the point of splitting this book into two movies, outside of more money, was to develop some things that the book supposedly rushed on, then why are you rushing on some of these pretty critical scenes, I gotta say, near the end of the movie? But speaking of the end, the big thing that ultimately makes me want to watch Part 1 over this movie is the ending. This movie was marketed as, this is the last Hunger Games movie. It's the grand finale. Nothing can prepare you for the end. Well, I can say that I definitely was not prepared for the end because I didn't expect this to be a very anticlimactic and often confusing ending. I won't say what happens for those who haven't read the book or seen the movie yet, but for being the big finale, I was expecting something a lot more grand. It peters out at the end and really changes my view of this whole series. Like, seeing where it started and what it built up to, it's just like, oh, that's shitty. But I haven't read the book, so I'm really curious to see how this book reads, if it is rushed or if it's better paced than these movies are. But I don't know, I just found myself disappointed with this one. And the way the ending was paced, like once the day is done, it felt like Return of the King, where it had 20 different endings, and it's like, this is never going to end, is it? But I don't know. I don't have much to say that hasn't been said about the last one, but I'll close with this. It's really saddening that this movie was such a letdown in terms of its ending, because this is a series that had so many great elements to it, really great performances, a fantastic look to it, and many pretty clever political undertones. But everything it built up to, just, I thought it was for nothing, honestly. It made me sad because I was invested in this series. I wanted to love this ending. I wanted this ending to be great so I could say, wow, The Hunger Games is a really great series. And I was looking forward to buying the inevitable box set that comes out on Blu-ray, but I can't do that because the ending just kind of took me out of it. And I'm not as invested in this series as I am with something like Star Wars, Godzilla, Harry Potter, or the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Just sadly not. So, I mean, hey, if you like this movie, then hey, more power to you. You probably saw something in this that I didn't see. But for me personally, I'd rather watch the first Mockingjay again. So watch this at your own risk. I mean, it's a movie you're going to see anyway because it's the big finale. People are curious to see how this whole series ends. But I have no desire to revisit this series in the near future. I mean, if I have to, I'll do it. It's not like going back to Transformers where it's like, why the fuck am I doing this? So, very disappointing climax, but it's not the worst thing in the world. And that's my review for The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2. Leave a comment and tell me what you thought of the movie. If you've seen it, what did you think? What are your thoughts on the entire Hunger Games film series? Like, subscribe, share with your friends. Don't forget to check out my official website, therealmrrobinson.com. And don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, SoundCloud, and Periscope. And this is The Real Mr. Robinson telling you there is only one.